Hi everyone. Core means main. Core means the core of anything that you do. But when it comes to engineering uh, themes, core engineering is a subject that we keep hearing of, and we hear of different streams within this. In my age, when I graduated, core engineering was a big deal. It still is, but today it's more fashionable to talk about ITs. It's more fashionable to talk about digital, robotics, etc. But core is still core. And that's what we want to discuss today in our First Job Talks. Welcome to the 10th edition of episode 2 of First Job Talks. This is a session where we discuss all kinds of issues, all kinds of challenges, and all kinds of success stories with finding first jobs, especially when you're an engineering or an MBA student. We are sitting today in this beautiful city of Hyderabad, and the venue today is ACE Academy. ACE Academy has been doing some very interesting pioneering work in helping core engineering students get different kinds of job opportunities. They're helping them with jobs in the private sector, public sector, and many other things. So today we're going to talk about first jobs and with a very specific theme around if you are a core engineering student, what career options do you have? And as we always do, this is a interactive live session. So use the power of the internet to ask questions to our panel here and share your feedback, your journey in the comment section. And we'll take it all up right after we are done with our panel discussion in about half an hour. But use this half an hour as you listen to us. If you have any questions, do put them up and we'll take them up in half an hour. On today's panel, I have with me Dr. Ayub Khan.
Hello.
Hi. Dr. Khan has been one of the first persons to have been working here in this academy for about 23 years now.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So for 23 years,
From the inception.
since inception, he's been here. He's one of the senior most professors in the system, and he's himself a civil engineer. So it'll be good to hear from him on what are the opportunities that he believes are there today as compared to what we had in our times. And then we have two bright young stars sitting out here who recently got their jobs. We'll talk to them about their journey in getting to their first job. So we've got Mahati here. Hi. And we've got Varun here.
Yeah, hi, hello.
So great. So let's begin. So why don't you start, Mahati? Tell us about your journey to getting to your first job.
When we were in 3-2, second semester of our third year, we all had that thing in our mind. Now this is the right time to go ahead. We have to start searching for jobs or for higher education. You know which way to go. There are multiple streams ahead. We have multiple paths. So that is where when job also came into picture. That was one of the options. So to go ahead with, the first thing we all had in our hands was RD Sharma for the aptitude, because that is the first step to clear any job. So we went through that. After that, once we attended our first job process, that is when we realized we have to focus more on core as well after the first round. So that is when we started brushing up our core subjects. And after that, we usually have technical, which consists of coding mostly. So coding and then HR. And this way we were able to clear few of the interviews till today.
Okay, great. And congratulations. Where are you going to join?
Not decided yet.
Okay. So that's the problem of plenty. She's already got some offers, job offers, not one or two of them.
Yeah.
All the best for
Six
that.
of them.
6 of them. My God. 6 job offers. We all want to be in her chair. Great. Varun, tell us about your story.
Yeah, my journey starts with 3-2, as she said. We were I was having a percentage around 68 or 67. I was thinking will I get into a job? Will I get a job or not? I was worried, and there'll be a relative pressures and all. When you are going to join job, what are your next plans and all. So with a lot of confusions and all, college just approached with this platform for cubes, and we went. I just referred online and some other website along with my friends, and we just found it's a good opportunity to write the exam and get multiple offers and all. So after writing the exam, I got a good score at first attempt at 535, I guess. So after that, there were plenty of opportunities. And I was thinking if I was not able to write the COCUBES exam, so they would be like I'd be thinking like what was the next direction, what I should do and all. So COCUBES just gave me a view of direction for my job and all. And I just got placed in two companies through COCUBES and given an opportunity.
Wow. So this is good. 6 opportunities, 2 opportunities. Fantastic. And you have to choose.
Yeah.
What a beautiful place to be. Great. So Dr. Khan,
Yeah.
so tell us more about the opportunities that are there. I think we hear this, as we go to different colleges and we talk to students. I think there's that fear factor with, oh, I'm from core engineering. Will I get a good job? What will I do? There's a lot of glamour with IT. So what are the opportunities that you believe are there in the market?
It's a very broad question. I have a very lengthy answer for this question.
You have the time.
Yeah. I require time to explain this one. Actually, there are plenty of opportunities even in the core sector engineering. Generally, core sector engineering is nothing but it includes civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and electrical engineering. Generally, these are. So let me list out broadly the main areas where you can get the core sector jobs one by one. Let me list out. Then I go for elaborating about each of that. Gives a comprehensive idea about the various kind of core jobs available for this core engineering. The first one is central government jobs. The second one comes state government jobs. I'm talking about the core sector jobs. First one is central government jobs. Second is state government jobs. And third one is the prestigious public sector units, PSUs, what to call it. And the fourth one is teaching career. And the fifth one is working in some scientific organization in the research field. And the sixth one is joining some private companies. Here I would like to specifically mention about the COCUBES. COCUBES are providing a good platform, a sort of a bridge connecting the students of this various branches and helping them to get into the various private sector jobs of both IT as well as core jobs. And the last one is the seventh one, I should say, is nothing but self-employment in the respective branch of engineering. So totally I can say there are around 7 areas where one can take up the core sector job. Among all these 7 sectors, if you compare, the first choice, undoubtedly, it goes in favor of the central government. That too, in central government, there are 2 categories here. One is the most prestigious one in India. Most of the engineering graduates in India, they aspire to join this one. It's none other than the Indian Engineering Services. It is a class 1 job, right? If you really get this Indian Engineering Services, you should feel very proud. Most of the engineering graduates in India, they aspire to get into this engineering service. This is a class A service. Those who are unlucky to get into class A service, like IES, if they are unlucky to get, we have class B service like Staff Selection Commission JE, SSC JE, what you call, right? In case if you don't get the SSC JE, the third one that is available is RRB JE. Here I should mention one point. If you want to apply for Indian Engineering Services, you must be a minimum a degree holder in engineering. Whereas in the case of Staff Selection Commission SSC JE, that is grade B service, right? And RRB JE, that is also grade B service. Their minimum qualification is diploma. Though minimum qualification is diploma, even degree holders also can apply. Generally, what the students do is they try first for the Indian Engineering Services. Simultaneously, to have some standby, plan B action type. They also keep on appearing the SSC JE as well as RRB JE. In case they don't go to IES, at least they may have SSC JE or RRB JE. That is what about the central government. Okay. So when you come to this, what you call state government, one point I want to tell you here, why this central government engineering sector jobs are so crazy means they have excellent service conditions. In most of the state government jobs in other sectors, there you have generally what you call managerial nature of work. Whereas in the case of the central government engineering companies, where you have both the techno-managerial areas to work with. That's why many people, they are more interested to join what you call engineering services. Good service condition, time-bound promotions, very social respect, lot more is there. Okay. When you come to the state government, in the case of state government also, we have some state government engineering departments like irrigation department, roads and building department, panchayat department, rural water supply scheme, town planning, like this. So for these engineering departments of the state government, again they require engineers. Mainly if you see the state government jobs or central government jobs, bulk of the jobs nothing but core sector only. Undoubtedly core sector only. So after the state government, again, after state government, the next one what I should highlight here is PSUs, public sector units. Now I can say this is a buzzword nowadays, right? Because if you see the GATE aspirants in our time, the GATE aspirants are total in India were only 1 lakh, 2 lakhs only. Now it is touching 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs because of the PSU. So GATE, many people think it's a what you call entrance exam for what you call MTech admission, but the meaning of GATE has changed a lot now. GATE is actually a gateway for the many career opportunities. Most of the PSUs like Maharatna, Navaratna, Miniratna, they take these top GATE scorers into their what you call respective companies. So if you want to get into these PSUs, you must have a good rank in the GATE exam, preferably in the top 500. In some what you call PSUs, even up to 1,000 also, if you can perform well in the interview, up to 1,000 also possible to get into PSUs. And now the PSUs are paying hefty salary packages. If you see, for example, some of the PSU like a Power Grid Corporation, it pays a 50 lakhs package. Whereas if you see a software company which comes to what you call engineering college, typical engineering college, they may pay what you call 3.5 lakhs or 4 lakhs. Otherwise, a middle level college 6 lakhs, or a premier college maybe 9 lakh, 10 lakhs. Many cases. But there are some PSU jobs where the salary package per annum itself is around touching 15 lakhs. You see that many companies like Power Grid Corporation, IOCL, right, HPCL, ONGC, DRDO, the main BHEL, Bell, many companies are, many PSUs are there.
And many of them are also multinational companies.
Yes, exactly.
It actually gives you a global role as well.
Yes, that chance is there. That's why the number of GATE aspirants has increased like anything. That is, so if you want to join these PSUs, you have to take the GATE exam very serious. That is how you can enter into the PSUs through GATE exam. Then other one, what I said, public, private companies. So private companies like, for example, you take L&T, right, the Gammon India, and the GMR Group, and the Shapurji Pallamji. There are many private companies. They also are hiring these core sector engineers by paying hefty salary packages. It's not the only IT sector as such. I know some of the core jobs, some of my juniors working there, some of my students also working. Though they belong to the core sector, they are being paid much better than that of the IT employees. Let us not underestimate the core sector jobs. So if you want to enter into these private companies, so you must approach them, they connect some interview, etc. Otherwise, I said that through CoQs also helping a platform here. They are providing a platform to enter into some of these private sector jobs also. Then another thing what I was saying was career teaching career. If you want to take up the teaching career, like working in a polytechnic or engineering college, some university, for that you require some MTech or PhD qualification. So by doing that one in core sector, you can take up your career of teaching, and you will be with the core sector, core jobs, so core subjects only. And then the last one is nothing but this research jobs. For example, BARC is there, and then CSIR, Council for Industrial Research, CSR. Like that, there are 37 CSR labs are there. So if you want to get into this one, you have to read that CSR net and the CSR JRF, SRF, like this fellowships there. So if you crack this exam, but they're very tough, they're not that much easy. If you can crack them, you get opportunity to work in your core sectors in the research field also. So like that, there are many core sector jobs. Only thing is one has to explore about all these opportunities, and depending upon the personal choice, you have to take a decision depending upon the sources available, etc., where to join. That's what, just to summarize. Still, we can discuss, but because some time constraints, just let us see further.
Great. No, I think this was a very elaborate answer, and I think a lot of students who ask us this question, I think it gives a very good view of what are the different kind of opportunities when you're from a core engineering field. And I think what is a beautiful thing that comes out of it is that if you really love your field, whether you're a chemical engineer, mechanical engineer, etc., if you really love your field, there are enough and more opportunities in India where you can really make a big difference to that industry, that field, by going and working, whether in private or in public or in R&D, and making a difference. Actually, linked to that, Dr. Khan, tell us what are the kind of places or the kind of people you've heard of who in core engineering have excelled in their field, made a name for themselves in India and globally.
Yeah, I can name a few. First of all, to begin with our India only. So I know that the great Bharat Ratna awardee, the Mokshaganta Vishwesvaraya, right, being a civil engineer, right, is a great engineer responsible for this most of the prestigious irrigation projects. And also you can see Dr. Abdul Kalam,
Yeah.
right? He did such a pioneering work, right? And there are many other companies also which deal mainly with the core sector like Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland. There are basically mechanical and automobile related companies,
Yeah.
but they are known worldwide,
Yes.
popularly. Like that, even you see L&T also. L&T also deals mainly with what you call the core related infrastructure jobs, there. So that L&T also very famous, very famous worldwide. They have many contracts
Yeah.
worldwide,
Big global projects.
global. So the infrastructure projects of some of our contractors there. So they are dealing what you call worldwide.
Yeah. And our own ISRO, I think.
Yes, I
is
forgot,
also-
right?
Yeah.
ISRO. The credit goes to ISRO. It is on par. It is, in fact, it has beaten NASA, in fact, right, in launching some of these satellites, right?
Yeah.
It is known for most of the students. And ISRO has bulk of the engineers of what you call from these core jobs.
Yeah.
Core
A
engineering.
lot of it is core jobs.
Core job.
Core engineering.
ISRO also is, you rightly pointed out that one. ISRO also should feel very proud of it, right,
Yeah.
being our Indian one.
Yeah. So take heart when you are in core engineering, and you can do many more things. It's not about one engineering field or the other. It's about if you really like what you do, if you really enjoy the field that you are in, you can actually go and have a lot of
Wonders,
success.
wonders.
Yeah. So tell us, you mentioned about a few of the job opportunities that are there and the numbers. Unfortunately, in India, number of people applying for jobs is very high, but number of jobs is very few.
Yes.
So, as someone who's actually coached and helped a lot of students, what is the strategy one should have for preparing for these kind of jobs?
Yeah, this is a good question because the number of unemployed students are very high, as you see number wise, but the number of available vacancies are few. So, lot of competition is there. Unless you work in a smart manner, I don't say about this what you call hard work and all. I always emphasize about what you call smart work. So, if you have a systematic strategy, if you know what to study, what not to study, what the exam pattern is, what kind of questions are there, what are the length and breadth of the question. So if you have some idea about the nature of the exam, definitely if you mold accordingly, you have the bright chance of what you call getting into success. Otherwise, what I should say that you should catch hold the pulse of the examiner.
Yeah.
Pulse of the examiner. See, just because the exam is there, some syllabus is there, you can't go on study the entire syllabus. So mainly, strategy you have to make like this. You have to go through some previous papers first of all. If you go through a couple of previous question papers of the particular exam, you will come to know the areas where the examiner is generally touching the length, the breadth, and depth of the questions. That gives you a broad idea what to study and what not to study, and then catch hold the appropriate study material. I don't say it is a coaching material. You can take up any standard textbook also, but it should be relevant to the examination. Suppose if you see UPSC engineering service and GATE exam, the standard questions are something high relatively. On the other hand, if you see this RRB and then some what you call state government level jobs where degree and diploma also eligible, the standard is somewhat less there.
Right.
So you can't make the same kind of preparation for all the exams. So depending upon the examination, the standard of the questions, you have to mold your strategy. You can take the help of some seniors. If at all you have some known persons who have already cracked these exams, if you can seek their advice, you will come to know some points. Thereby you can save some time within the time available for you. You can make the preparation and you have the bright chance of what you call success.
So what's
You
the
need to have
strategy?
some strategy.
Yeah,
need
you
to
can't
have
just go
strategy.
and just start studying.
Yes, yes. Let it be
Sure.
study, let it be a game, let it be a sport. You take whatever. Unless you have a strategy, it's not that much easy to crack this exam because we have such a cutthroat competition in India as of now.
That's right. I think the demand and supply is so different in India,
Yes.
except for these two who have more offers than they need.
Yes, yes.
But tell us, Varun, so how did you prepare? What was your strategy in getting to your job?
Coming to the point of industry point of view, industry wants you need to have a grip in concepts. Most of the concepts. They just don't consider percentage also as my knowledge. So they're just conducting a general exam for all the students. Whoever cracks the exam in the first round, they'll be called for the further rounds. So the further rounds will be in a such a manner that they'll just sort you out. Like you're perfect in the core subjects, your knowledge, your thinking point is different or not. Like you need to be different from others. Like if there's a problem, for example, I'm from a CSE student, so there'll be a coding problem somewhere. So they'll just see the point of view, like how you're solving, how optimally you're solving, how uh, fast, how quickly you're solving. So they need a quick and a proper manner so that they'll just take you in.
Right.
So you need to be different in thinking point of view.
You need to say that percentage of marks is not such a serious criteria to
No,
worry about.
no, not yeah. It's just a basic like in high like in at present it's just 65 cutoff. So if you're above 65, it's best. So there are chances of getting shortlisted for the further rounds, and the further rounds will be depending on you, not the percentage. Like you need to give the answers and solve the problems whichever they say. So it's just you need to have grip in the core subjects and core subject knowledge.
Right. Okay. So linked with that, that's a discussion that you and I were having earlier. That if suppose I'm not a above average student, right? What are the opportunities and what should I think of when I'm looking at job opportunities?
Yes, this is another point that I encounter from most of my students. Many students they come to me and say that, sir, I do not have a BTech first class. Can I compete? Can I crack this IES exam? Can I crack the GATE exam? And some students they say that, sir, I have one or two backlogs. Can I crack this GATE exam? Can I get into the IIT? I always tell one thing for them, right? Past is past, future is future. Whatever you may be in the past few years, forget about it. If you can plan in a proper manner, of course, in a smart way, systematically, if you plan properly, definitely, irrespective of your background, you can succeed. So one thing, somewhere I read a quotation there. When all is lost, the future still remains with you.
That's beautiful.
No one can take away your future from you. Only thing is you must have proper inclination, convert inclination into determination, and try to succeed in the life. Leave the past, focus on the present, and crack it. I have some live examples, Mr. Sushil. Don't believe that. I've seen some students who are having the backlogs. When they came to us, when they asked this question, sir, I have a backlog, but I have a dream of studying in IIT. Is it possible? I told them, certainly possible, provided you work hard. The boy was so dedicated that he worked so sincerely, with so much determination that at the end of these coaching classes here, he cleared all his backlogs. He got All India 6th rank.
Wow.
All India 6th rank. Like that, we have seen some students in Hyderabad also. They were not having even the first class. They were just second class only. Secondly, just 54% of marks in BTech only. But still, they could get All India single digit rank, 6th rank, 9th rank, like that. And one more example I want to tell my students. Nowadays, only the final students are eligible to appear for GATE examination. Sometime back, almost 6-7 years back, even third year students also were eligible to appear for GATE exam. I have seen a couple of students from my academy here in the ACN Academy. They took the GATE exam in third year itself. Third year itself. They got All India first rank, third year itself.
First rank.
First rank. One boy I have seen in IT branch. Another girl from city. I have seen in electronics. So, irrespective of your background, whatever you may be, you forget about it. If you have a what you call a positive attitude, right, determination. See, especially you must be knowing that even in the IT sector also, past is past. Nobody will bother about your marks. Right? Whatever you may be, they always see what you are right now.
Yeah.
What you are right now. Are you adaptable or not? Given a training, are you in a position to receive it or not? That's what I think they may see. So having low marks in BTech is not at all a hurdle, it's not a stumbling block for you. If you have a good focus, a positive attitude, definitely, if you work hard, GATE is one scope it provides is for those type of candidates. You might be having less percentage of marks in BTech, but if you can take the GATE exam, if you can crack it with a good marks, you can join IIT, right? Once you join IIT MTech, from there you can jump into multinational companies. There are some multinational companies in core sector, they offer salary package of 35 lakhs also. For example, this is IIT Bombay. We have seen core sector, civil engineering, transportation engineering, that boy was offered a 35 lakhs package per annum, multinational companies. So those opportunities are available. I tell the students not to get discouraged about their 50% of marks.
That's a very good one. And as they say that opportunity only knocks once, which is not the case. If you are an engineering student and you think that you haven't got great marks till the first level, as we discussed, there are so many other opportunities where the second and third opportunities can come up as long as you're ready to work.
Exactly. Nicely pointed out.
So that is very important. Mahati, let's talk to you. So you've already had all the success that we talked of. So what was your journey? 2 years back, did you think that you'll have 6 job offers?
No, not at all. Because when I
Were you
was
expecting 10 and you're not very happy with 6?
No, not as such. When I was in second year, I had few of my seniors who were telling me there is a drop down in the industry. There aren't many jobs as of now, and I was not even sure to hold one at that time. And I was really scared at that point because I already completed half of the course that I had taken up. 2 years were already done. There was no option of going back. Either I had to go ahead or I had to stop it there.
Okay.
So stopping was also not an option because once you're in second year and once you're studying okay, even if it is okay, your parents don't let you to step back again. So considering that I had only one choice to go ahead and succeed. So at that point, all I had in my mind was GATE. I joined Academy for GATE at that in the end of 2-2 mostly in the summer vacations. So from there, I started preparing for GATE, but then I realized GATE preparation also helps in jobs,
Right.
Good
because
point. Good point.
Yeah.
because it increases the core knowledge. So as sir already told, percentage is the first criteria. It is like you can say the passport for getting in. But once you get in, your knowledge plays a very vital role. So GATE helped me in increasing the knowledge, and after that, CoCubes was a good platform actually to get me to many companies. And once we get in, as Varun already told, it is all about performance and how you try to take their things because they currently the things that we go ahead in syllabus like the basic things, they're not looking at that. The only thing they are looking at is how far and how fast can you grasp what they're giving you. So once you go there, you perform.
Yeah, that's right.
it's a bonus.
A job will be different from what you've studied
Study
towards, but that is where your core concepts are important, right? I think there was a interview of Elon Musk where he was asked what is the secret to his being able to be so innovative. He said it's really down to the basics, understanding the core concepts, and then starting from there in creating upwards on where you want to go. So the cores are still important, right? Wonderful, good point. So we have got a few questions here from our people who are listening in, and this is also a cue for you to ask more questions. We'll try and take as many as we can now, or we will continue to respond to them on the Facebook chat. So here's one question. Is it possible to switch from a non-core job to a core engineering job after graduating with core engineering degree? Would you like to answer that?
Yes. No, the question itself, what the question from non-core to core job?
Yes,
Again, in last, I think there is a contradictory.
that's right. So I think the question is it possible to switch between non-core and core?
Non-core and core.
Yeah.
Yes.
This way or that way?
I tell you one live example for this.
Right.
It happened this year itself. I came across a boy who did BTech in computer science. He's from Rajasthan. I think some NIT he did that one, that BTech in computer science. But somehow later on, after he got good campus placement also, he worked in Bombay. He got some realization somehow he was not interested in this core sector, in the what you call the IT job. So he wants to shift over to what you call this core sector.
Okay.
Core sector. So then the option when he looked back, so the best option was found to be nothing but the Indian Engineering Services.
Right.
So he took electronics branch, though he was from computer science branch of engineering. He took electronics. So, IES conducts Indian Engineering Service conducts exams only in 4 branches:
Okay.
civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics. So CSE is not there. So this CSE boy, he took the electronics paper, he prepared rigorously while doing the job, and he cracked All India 36th rank also.
Wow.
So I interviewed him actually when he came over here. I asked him, so you have already IT job, wonderful, a multinational company, you're drawing a very good salary. What prompted you to shift over from IT to this core sector? Then he said, sir, it is my interest. Most of us from the North India, we look for government jobs. I want to involve myself in something in the what you call core sector. So that's why that prompted me to go for what you call engineering services. That is one example I had. And one more example, if you can permit me, I want to narrate this one. So this was almost 6-7 years back. It's something very strange to believe this one. Again, one computer science guy, one computer science graduate, right? Somehow he was not interested in computer science. After completing computer science, he wrote Indian Engineering Service exam with a civil engineering subject. That is something interesting.
Okay.
So UPSC provides this opportunity, irrespective of your branch of engineering. You can write engineering services exam with any paper. So he was computer science paper is not available. So he took civil engineering subject. He prepared rigorously. He cracked the exam with a 72nd rank or something like this. So I know this type of examples. So from non-core, you can enter into what you call this type of core. Reverse also happens.
Yeah.
Reverse also true, right? It all depends on this individual. But there may be a few stray cases, right?
Right.
Stray cases. Not that everybody with the computer science cracking IES branch is not possible unless you have the metal and you have the some determination.
That's right.
But we have some examples. Nothing is impossible. That's what I wanted to quote.
Yeah, I think that's true. Nothing is impossible, and if you are really keen to do it, you will find a way.
Yes.
So, there are IAS aspirants who've been doctors earlier. There are people who've gone into one field and then moved into a different field very successfully.
Yes, yes.
So it's not the end of the world. It's possible to do that. But yes, what it takes is a lot of commitment and hard work to get there.
Yes.
Mahathi, there's a question for you from one of the audience. Okay, this is an interesting question. So now that you have 6 offers, which one will you choose and why? You may not tell us which company, but you could at least tell us your criteria.
Give a broad idea otherwise.
Yeah, that's up to you.
Because other companies may feel bad.
Exactly,
Right?
so don't tell us that.
Give a balanced answer.
Yeah. So as far as now, I haven't chosen anything. But the criteria that I would go upon for now is I would look ahead for the future. Like as of now, we see that till today, Java developing and Python developing was Java was on a hike and Python was just starting. So as far as what I feel, Python will have a hike in future since Java is going on since the last 20 to 30 years. So somewhere or the other, IT shifts. So as of now, I find artificial intelligence as the booming future. So I'm trying to go ahead in that area. And my college has also provided me with a course in artificial intelligence from Applied AI. So I'm trying to go ahead with that for now.
Okay, great. More important question I think that I will have for you is that do you really enjoy and do you really like that subject?
Yeah, I do.
I think that is more important.
Yeah, I do.
Because in the long run, that will be equally important.
Equally important. Yeah. More than Java, I prefer coding in Python. And once we start seeing hardware working upon our instructions, that gives us a lot of pleasure.
That is true.
So that is where our liking towards AI starts. So yeah, I do like working with artificial intelligence a lot.
Great. So all the best to your choices. And I hope who wanted that answer has got their answer. Wonderful. So I think we are close to time and there are a few questions which we'll answer later on. But Varun, your one last message for all those who are listening in on how should they go after their first job? What's your message for everyone?
For first job, they need to have a basic knowledge about the core subjects and what the industry requires. Like there are six or five technologies which are booming in the industry. So you like artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT, cloud computing, and many other sectors. So if you are having a basic knowledge in those sectors, the company will just take you in. So
He makes it sound so easy, but that's good.
it's easy actually. If you have a basic knowledge, you can go into any sector.
Right.
So the industry will automatically teach you. If you just have a basic knowledge, the industry will teach you inherently. So if you need to have a great knowledge in core and in field of interest in the sectors whichever you want, and the industry will just take you.
Right. Actually, connected with that, I was just thinking that today saying that I'm in this field may not be a complete answer because every field is connected today. So if you look at cars, a lot of the cars operating system is actually digital. Similarly, if you look at robotics, there's a lot of metal and different kinds of metal and textures that are being used to understand and see what they can do. And it's not only technically digital, it's also a lot of metallurgy and other things coming in. So today, a lot of these things are coming together. So always think of what you want to do, what you like, and then you can create many other paths out of that one thing. So it's not that, oh, I'm only in this. What's your message?
The only thing I would say is be open. Don't stick to one technology. Have your choice that plays a role, but don't stick to that always because there may be options or there may be better options in some other field. And if you actually stick to that, saying ki nahi, I only want this, that may lead to a place where you lose better opportunity. So be open and keep on updating yourself.
Yeah, keep updating. I think that's a good, strong message. Dr. Khan, your message.
Yeah, one thing here. So many people will be regretting after joining some branch of India. They think that I should have joined that branch, this branch like this. I say only one thing. Whatever be your branch of engineering, every branch of engineering has got excellent opportunities. Only thing is you have to explore and you have to strive towards reaching them. Right? So, and one thing you have to think here, ultimately it is not the money, it is not the salary package one has to look for. The overall satisfaction, that also equally important while choosing your what you call a career. Don't go after what you call that monetary package. So every branch of engineering has got excellent what you call potential. Only thing is you have to look for them. So I say finally that whatever you choose according to your will and wish. So your career should be by your choice, not by chance. Your career should be by choice, CHOICE, not by chance. Right? That's what I want to say.
That's a very strong message. So choice and not chance. So work towards it. Once you've made a choice, then stick with it. And that can take you into many places. There'll be many more new things that can open up with that.
Whatever you take up, work wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Without bothering about the salary package and all this. If you are sincerely involved, definitely you get automatically whatever you require.
And I think linked with that is when you enjoy it, you will find those moments, and you'll also find a lot of things in that when as you experience it, because you haven't experienced a lot of that stuff.
Yes.
As you experience it, you enjoy.
Yes.
You find a lot of deep meaning. You find fulfillment with what you're trying to do there.
Yes.
Right. So if you're trying to work in a spacecraft, or you're trying to create a car, or you're trying to create a new bridge, any of those things, there's a lot of joy and fulfillment when people use it, or they go up in space, and many other things.
Yes. That should be there. Joy should be there in our.
Yeah. It's not about the first 15,000 or 10 lakh packages and 30 lakh packages. It's
Exactly.
really about what you enjoy, because that's what will stay with you for the next 40 years, 50 years, or 30 years, whatever
exactly.
your career is.
Nice.
Great. So as we close this, the last quote with which we typically close. So this is by Napoleon Hill. And it's linked with a lot of the discussion we've had here already. So patience, persistence, and perspiration makes an unbeatable combination for success. So choice and not chance. All the best in finding your first job. Thank you. And we'll see you again next Wednesday.
Thank you.